What is up, everybody? It's your boy Doody back again with another video, and this time we're doing a user requested video. That's right, this is a video that people have been asking for a long time. I get hundreds and thousands of emails on the daily asking me, Doody, when are you going to bring back the financial audit segments? When are you going to bring back the Den of the Week segments? And I tell everyone, soon, but I haven't. It's been almost a year, and Doody has not brought back these segments. Just to be honest, they just take a lot of work. And I've been a little bit lazy and busy, so my apologies. But you know what? It's a new year. Let's bring it back. Let's have some fun. And I figured, you know what? The best way to do this or tackle this is to look at it month to month. I think that would probably be a good idea. And then once I get my groove in, maybe I could do a weekly show and do a weekly analysis. So I want to first of all give a big shout out to Jay Gano 24. Big ups, brother. This guy watches Phil and does a financial analysis on the daily, on the weekly, and the monthly. He captures every single cent Phil gets, and he puts it into a nice spreadsheet, and it makes it very useful for detractors like myself to use the information to determine how poorly DSP is doing. I mean, this guy can be Phil's accountant. That's how thorough he is. And what we're going to do is we're going to look at a comparison month over month. So we're going to look at how Phil did in 2026 for January, and we're going to compare that to December 2025. And then we're going to do a comparison January 26 to 2025, January 2025, to see the progression of how deep in a hole Phil has gotten, and how his new gimmicks, his new segments, bringing back Street Fighter, bringing back Call of Duty, is just not working out for him. And it's hurting him in his pocket. Now, for most people, it would be that big of a deal, because most people would either have a job or a part-time job or some other source of income, and they can lean on that. But being that DSP's only source of income is his streaming business, you can see where it hurts. And especially on top of that, DSP does not adjust his spending habits. The spending actually goes up while the income goes down. And that's why he got into deep trouble back in the day and had to file for bankruptcy, because the man just can't control the amount of spending that he does. I mean, you know, yes, we need 18 different type of wrist rests for his computer, of course. All right, so big ups to Jay Gano. Thank you, brother, for putting this together. So let's get into it. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to look at the comparison from December to January. So in December of 2025, that was last month or 2 months ago, Phil pulled in $2,147 in tips. Super chats, he pulled in $48.77. The YouTube memberships, he pulled in $2,264. Now, this doesn't include Argentinians, but, you know, those are pennies. All right. The kick subs, he pulled in $2,665. By the way, the kick subs, that's been hurting for our boy Phil. I mean, even the $2,665 is low compared to what he was receiving previously. But anyway, we'll keep going. The kick bits, $466. Now, that's dried up as well. The gimmick of giving Phil bits has dried up. No one cares about the stupid animation anymore, so really no one's going to give him the bits. You know, you would even have troll people dropping penny bits, and no one's even doing that anymore. Anyway, the raw total for December is $12,419. Now, if you remove YouTube's cut, Kick's cut, and so on, Phil walked away with $10,143 for all of his hard work. Okay, now you look at that and you're like, oh, that's not bad, man. For streaming, for playing video games, that's not bad at all. I agree with you. That isn't bad. Again, that comes out to about $120,000 a year, which on average is what Phil's been making for the last 2 or 3 years. I mean, let's just be honest. That's what Phil pulls in. Now, let's take a look at January, where you're going to see a significant dip. Oh, my Lord. It's just dipping and dipping. Also, I took a look at the November numbers. The November numbers were even better than December's. So you can just see a progression of Phil just losing support. Now, in January, tips, $2,089. That's a net loss of nearly about $50, $60. Super chats, $3,966. So there you go. That dropped about that dropped about $900. So he made $900 less than December. YouTube membership, he made half the YouTube memberships, $229. Now, a big reason why he dropped in membership was because the Argentinian detractors came on full force in January. I mean, I think he probably got like 2,000 Argentinian memberships, and that meant no one needed to buy one. So he did get 229, but again, that's half of what he received in December, for a total of $996. The kick subs, woo! The kick subs, he got half the amount he got in December. So kick subs, he got 292 subs, and that's a total of $1,460. Now that does include the troll subs, like the Fat Cat, the Fat Cat one, the one that 220 be dropping, right? So 1,460. The kick bits, 250, again, half. Again, he's receiving nearly half of the amount he was receiving before, for a grand total, raw total of $8,910 compared to what he received in December, which was $12,419. We're looking at a drop of over $3,000. Good Lord, almost $4,000. My Lord, that's a significant drop. We're talking about nearly $1,000 every week for our boy Phil. Now, this is significant because our boy Phil doesn't change his spending habits. And we all know that the man has more affirmed payments that he needs to make monthly, ever since he started upgrade. The guy's still probably paying his gaming PC off month to month. So God knows how much money he's paying monthly on those affirmed payment plans, And the big purchases, you get 12 to 18 months. So he's probably still paying off the PC the gaming PC. He's probably still paying off the streaming PC. Good God. And he's just been spending more. Again, those wrist rests aren't cheap. You know what I mean? And when you buy 18 or 20 of them, it gets pretty pricey. So $8,910. If you remove YouTube's fee and PayPal's fee, you'll walk away with $7,199. Wow, $7,199. Good Jesus, man, that's a significant dip. We're talking literally over about $3,000 in income that Phil lost month over month. Good Jesus, that's a lot of money. And again, it's normally not a big deal if you're someone that has a part-time job or has a significant other who works a full-time job, and you guys share responsibility and stuff. It's not that big of a deal. But when you're DSP and you spend the money that you spend, any variation in income this significant will screw you over. It's not good. That's probably why he's been panicking. He's been panicking like crazy lately over support, kicks. That's why 2026 has become the year of wage quits, where if he's not getting any money, he's going to wage quit a game quicker than you don't know what. And now that explains why, because he's realized that, oh crap, I'm not getting the money. Kicks is dead. Kick is just all but dead. And I can see that even dropping more. I mean, he's banning people nonstop now. Even before, like when he wasn't banning folks, where he just didn't care. Like he didn't really pay attention to it. He let Kick do whatever they wanted to do. People would at least tip then. No one's tipping now. What? Your future stepdad and Lance Catamarang are the only two dents that are donating on Kick. And how quickly are they going to grow tired or move on or get bored? You know what I mean? They've been doing it for 6 months? Eventually they're just going to get tired and move on, because Phil, of course, ultimately is just boring as hell. Or, he's going to piss them, he's going to piss them off, and they're going to become detractors. Just like Chimchar is becoming. Chimchar was a super dent, but now he's becoming a dent. He's a dent tractor. And eventually he'll become a full detractor. But anyway. So if we look at the view count, so for January, he only pulled in 447,000 views. Good God, that equates to roughly about $2,000 in ad revenue. 447,000 views. Now to compare, I pulled in for January a little bit over 1 million views. I got like 1.01 million views. January is always slow, so I will account for that. January is always slow, but I mean still, 447,000 for an 18-year channel with 70,000 videos. He's only getting 447,000 views. There's no justifying that, Phil. You can't say it's the trolls, detractors, the algorithm. No one's watching your content. No one gives a shit. Good God. Now, if we look at December here, in December, he dipped. He had 452,000 views. So he dipped about 5,000 to 6,000 views, right? And then before that, 464,000 views. Good God. Now, here we see a significant dip here in September, but I think that was because in September, no, yeah, September, we see October, excuse me. No, sorry. Let's see. September, 403,000 views. October, 427,000 views. This is terrible. And then his peak. This is the peak. This is September 24. This was Kino. This was the Kino peak arc where Kino was starting, where he got nearly 700,000 views. That was the highest. So literally within a year and 3 months, or the year and 4 months, he has nearly lost a third of his viewership. A third of his viewership, man. That's tough, man. That's tough. Anyway, so as we can see, the viewership is tanking. I'm not even going to look at DSP Reacts or DSP Throwback because there's no content there. He might get maybe like 500 views a month on that channel. No one cares. All right, so yeah, that's a significant dip there. We're talking nearly $3,000 month over month. Now, let's take a look at year over year. As you can see here, last year, January 2025, this is when Kino Casino was still there. This is when Phil was still, you know, with Kino Casino. I mean, there was some strain there, but they were still collabing. As you can see, tips, he pulled in $2,970 in tips. Super chats, $2,433. The YouTube membership, $1,376. Kick subs, $666 for $3,320. And then Kickbits didn't exist. Where raw total of $10,099, right? Fees adjusted, he pulled in $8,790 compared to in January where he pulled in $8,910 for, and then fee adjusted $7,199. So he literally dropped about $1,600 year over year. That's how much the Kino Casino arc cost him, $1,600 a month. Good Jesus. Now let's look at viewership. Viewership for that time. January 2025. As you can see, there was a big dip. Here it is. In January 2025, he had 505,000 views. So he had 500,000 views. So we're talking roughly about $2,500 a month in ad revenue. Compared to now, where he's at 447, which is roughly about $2,000 in ad revenue. So if you want to deduct another $500, there you go. So in a nutshell, DSP Gaming, the business is not doing well. It isn't. And honestly, unless he gets some other type of, you know, rub or something from Asmongold or someone, I don't see this getting any better. I see it decreasing over time. I see it getting worse. And it's pretty bad. I actually took a look at where he was in January of 2024 before the Kino Casino arc. And he made roughly about $7,000 in January of 2024. So he's near back to his pre-Kino Casino arc. So as here, he was at $7,199. If he made roughly $7,000 net in 2024 of January, he's basically where he was before Kino Casino. So what does that mean? Well, you know, more begging. Goals might be back sooner rather than later. We might get the hat goal back. The hat and the vest go back. That might be making a visit soon. Oh man, it just doesn't look good for Phil, man. And yeah, so anyway, if you like this kind of content, let me know in the comment field. What I'm going to start doing is I'm going to start pulling in the daily numbers, putting them in the spreadsheet, and maybe we could do like a weekly or maybe a bi-weekly review of, you know, his numbers, or maybe we could just leave it as a monthly review where at the beginning of the next, you know, the beginning of the month, we take a look at the numbers from the prior month. Okay, anyway, let me know what you think. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Peace out.